Our movie begins with a young man named Connor, who's heading to the restaurant where his friend Greg works. Greg is happy to see him, but he quickly figures out that Connor only came to see Olivia, who works with him. Olivia and Connor used to be friends for a long time, and even dated for a while. It's clear that Connor still has feelings for her, but they don't see each other as often as they used to, and they decided to just be friends. Their romantic relationship is basically over. Olivia comes over to greet Connor the moment she sees him, treating him like she would anyone else, but it's obvious that Connor still misses her. A little while later, Olivia gets upset when she sees Kevin, her ex, showing up at the restaurant. She asks him why he's here and what he wants from her. He tells her that he misses her and just wanted to talk, but Olivia reminds him that she ended things the moment she found out he was married and had lied to her. Kevin insists that it's not a big deal, as long as he can still be with her without any problems and without his wife finding out. His words make Olivia even more angry, so she leaves and goes back to work. Meanwhile, Greg talks to Connor and encourages him to go talk to the girl sitting alone in the restaurant. First, because she's very beautiful and attractive, and second, because it might make Olivia jealous when she sees him with someone else. After a while, Olivia asks about Connor, and Greg tells her that he went to sit with that girl over there, Jenny, because she's pretty and sitting by herself, and he wanted to try his luck. Olivia clearly feels bothered and jealous, so she decides to go over to them and asks Jenny if Connor suddenly sitting with her made her uncomfortable, since he doesn't even know her. Jenny tells her she's not bothered at all, and that talking with Connor is actually really enjoyable. So Olivia forces a fake smile and tells Jenny that she was just joking because Connor is actually an old friend of hers, and he even used to work at the restaurant with her before. They were even in a relationship for a bit. Olivia then quickly changes the subject and tells Jenny she likes her outfit because it looks stylish, and Jenny thanks her. Later on, we see Connor, Jenny, and Olivia hanging out together, spending the night at a bar, dancing and having a great time. After the night out, Jenny and Olivia go back with Connor to his place so the three of them can keep the night going. Jenny tells them she really enjoyed spending time with them because she doesn't have many friends, and even the ones she has now, she feels different from them, like she doesn't really belong to their group. Olivia tells her that one day she will definitely meet the kind of people who are just like her. When Jenny gets up to go to the bathroom, Olivia moves closer to Connor and starts talking to him about getting back together because she still loves him and she knows he still loves her too. Then Jenny returns and they continue hanging out like nothing happened. The next morning, Jenny is still at Connor's place. He tells her she's genuinely beautiful and Jenny blushes and thanks him. It's obvious that the two of them are starting to like each other. Connor tells her he'll make her breakfast, and when she's about to leave, he asks for her number so they can meet again. He lets her know he really enjoyed the time they spent together. After that, Connor goes to see Olivia and tells her that he wants to go out with her, just like they used to, because he had a great time with her the night before. He suggests they have dinner together. Olivia says she has work tonight and won't be free, so Connor tells her they can postpone it to tomorrow or the next day. Whatever works for her, as long as she doesn't avoid him. Olivia then agrees to go out with him tonight and decides to ask for the night off. That night, Connor goes to Olivia's place with a bouquet of flowers, but he's surprised to find her wearing casual clothes, not even a dress, even though they're supposed to be going on a romantic date. At that same moment, Olivia gets a call from her sister Maya, asking her to come over right away to watch the kids because she and her husband, Roger, have plans to go out. Olivia has no choice but to go, and Connor goes with her. Maya and Roger give them instructions on how to handle the kids, then leave. And from there, we see Olivia and Connor struggling with the little ones. They're wild, bouncing all over the place, acting like tiny troublemakers. A little later, Olivia sees Connor holding a guitar and singing to the kids to calm them down, and she watches him with admiration. She then talks to him, saying she can't believe her sister and her husband have to deal with this chaos every single day. Connor suddenly remembers the very first time he ever met Olivia. Soon after, we see Connor and Olivia going out every day, and it becomes clear that their relationship is officially back on. Their days together continue for a while, filled with happiness and no problems at all between them. One day, however, Connor and Olivia are completely shocked to discover that she's pregnant. Olivia immediately decides that she wants to terminate the pregnancy. It happened so suddenly, and she isn't ready for something so big. But Connor becomes tense and unsure. He tells Olivia that she's amazing with kids, and besides, he loves her, and he would actually be happy to have a baby with her, to raise a child together. Olivia is surprised by his reaction and tells him that she loves him too. Connor then takes Olivia to visit his mom so they can tell her she's going to be a grandmother. Connor's mom completely loses it from excitement. She's over the moon and and immediately starts asking whether the baby is a boy or a girl, and tells them they need to hurry up with wedding plans and set a date already. Later, while Connor and Olivia are walking together, they start thinking of names for their baby girl after finding out the gender. Connor suggests the name Alice. Olivia jokingly asks if he wants their daughter to be like Alice in Wonderland. Connor laughs and explains that his grandmother's name was Alice, and he's loved that name since he was a kid. Olivia tells him she doesn't like the name because it reminds her of a girl from school who used to eat tuna nonstop because she loved it too much, and Connor laughs again. Just as they arrive at Connor's place, they're shocked to see Jenny standing there waiting for him. Olivia asks her what she wants from Connor right now. That's when Jenny tells them that something happened that Connor needs to know about. And then we find out the big twist. Jenny is pregnant with Connor's baby too, and Olivia becomes furious, unable to understand when or how this even happened, because that night they all hung out. Jenny was supposed to have left afterward. But Jenny shocks her even more when she says she actually stayed the night with Connor, and they did sleep together. Olivia completely loses it and tries to storm off. Connor attempts to calm her down, but she now sees him as a liar and a cheater. She tells him that if Jenny came all the way here to tell him she's pregnant, then clearly she isn't planning on getting rid of the baby. And Olivia refuses to raise a child with a man who's having another baby with someone else. She gets in her car and drives away, furious. Connor goes back inside and talks to Jenny, telling her that they can't be together and that she needs to end the pregnancy. But Jenny tells him that keeping or not keeping the baby is her decision alone. She also tells him she had to lie to her parents, telling them she and Connor love each other and are in a relationship. Then she walks away too. Connor tries to call Olivia, but she ignores every call and message. So he goes to talk to his friends Greg and Matthew and explains the mess he's in. Matthew is shocked. He can't believe Connor slept with two women around the same time and didn't think of the consequences. Connor insists that he only slept with Jenny once, never contacted her again, and never imagined she would end up pregnant. Suddenly, Connor gets a message from Olivia, and his expression shows that it's bad news. Meanwhile, Olivia goes to Kevin and tells him she's upset and needs someone to be with. She also tells him that she's pregnant. Kevin is surprised she chose to keep the baby, but Olivia explains that she's still thinking about her decision and might actually end the pregnancy. The next day, Connor meets up with Jenny again. When he tries to talk about how difficult things might be for her if she keeps the baby, Jenny tells him not to speak about her life like that because it's her future, and she doesn't want anyone telling her how to live it. Connor explains that he didn't mean it the wrong way. He's just trying to support her with whatever choice she makes. Right then, Olivia calls Connor. He answers immediately and is shocked when she tells him she has decided to have an abortion. She asks him to transfer the money for the procedure because he's the one responsible for the expenses. Connor tries to calm her down and convince her to reconsider, but Olivia is determined. Her mind is made up. He asks if he can at least see her. Later, Connor goes to Maya's house, where Olivia is getting ready to leave for the hospital. He tells Olivia he's not there to argue. He just wants to be by her side and support her. He asks if he can be the one to take her to the hospital instead of Maya, because he feels he should be the one with her during something like this. Olivia refuses at first, but Connor keeps insisting until she finally agrees. She gets into the car with him, and they head to the hospital. On the way, Connor tells her he's glad they're together, but she doesn't respond. At the hospital, Olivia meets with the doctor and asks which abortion method is better. The doctor explains that some women prefer the procedure done at the hospital, while others choose abortion pills so they can go through it privately at home. Olivia starts crying, the sadness clearly overwhelming her. The doctor suggests she take more time to think and wait until the next morning. Later, we see Olivia and Connor sitting in a restaurant, but Olivia is still upset and refuses to eat anything. That night, she doesn't want to sleep alone, so she decides to sleep next to Connor. The next morning, Olivia feels extremely anxious and confused. She doesn't know what she truly wants. Suddenly, she decides she's going through with the abortion after all. She quickly gets out of the car to head into the hospital, and Connor rushes after her, trying to calm her down. He begs her not to end their baby's life because he doesn't want this to happen. At that moment, Olivia finally admits to herself that deep down, she wants to keep the baby. She decides not to go through with the abortion, and Connor is overjoyed. He hugs her tightly. On the way back, Connor notices messages from Kevin popping up on Olivia's phone and realizes she went to see Kevin recently before coming back to him. He angrily pulls the car over and gets out. Olivia follows him, frustrated that he even opened her phone. She reminds him that he has no right to judge her. He is the one who cheated first, and even got Jenny pregnant. She tells him he should look at his own mistakes before getting upset with her. Connor fires back angrily, telling her that he's not thinking about anything or anyone but her, and he came all this way just to make sure she keeps their daughter. He gets back into the car so they can leave. On the drive home, both of them stay completely silent, not saying a word. Later, Connor sits with his mom and tells her everything that happened. She's shocked. 2 different women pregnant with his babies, and she asks him what kind of upbringing she gave him for him to end up in a situation like this. She then tells him that he has responsibilities toward Jenny as well. She's carrying his child, and he has to be there for her and support her too. The next day, Connor goes to see Jenny, but he brings Greg with him so Jenny doesn't misunderstand his support as romantic interest, and so Olivia wouldn't get upset knowing he was alone with her. In the car, Greg asks Jenny about her job, and she tells him she's still in college but volunteers at a community kitchen that serves meals to the homeless and struggling families. Jenny then arrives at the clinic for her checkup to make sure she and the baby are okay, and Connor goes in with her. At the same time, Olivia arrives at the clinic and is shocked to see Greg there. She asks what he's doing, and Greg nervously laughs because he doesn't know what to say. Then Connor and Jenny walk out of the doctor's office. Olivia gets into an argument with Connor because he brought Jenny to her doctor. Connor insists that he doesn't know any other doctor. Jenny jumps in and tells Olivia she's happy she's keeping her baby too. That only makes Olivia more upset. She tells Jenny to stay out of things that don't concern her. Jenny gets offended and tells Olivia she's actually happy because their babies are basically going to be like twins, so Olivia should treat her better and stop yelling at her every time she sees her. At that moment, Olivia starts feeling guilty. Jenny has always been kind to her, and she's pregnant as well. She shouldn't be put under this kind of stress. Olivia decides to calm down a little. The next day, Connor goes with Jenny to the market to buy a crib for the baby. He apologizes to her for never calling or checking on her, even once after that night they spent together. Later on, Connor is with Olivia at the doctor's office, and when they see their baby on the ultrasound screen, they're both happy, but neither of them looks at the other. When they leave, Connor feels upset because they're ruining what could have been happy memories together just because they're angry at one another. Olivia tells him he doesn't understand how terrified she feels. People will look at her with pity once they find out another girl is also pregnant with his baby. Connor asks her when she started caring so much about what people think. She tells him it's not just about others. She herself can't accept this reality. Later, Connor goes to Jenny's house and meets her parents for the first time. They decide to show him old videos of Jenny when she was a little girl. Jenny feels embarrassed and excuses herself to her room. Connor follows her and sits next to her. When Jenny tries to get closer to him, he gently pulls away and tells her he's here only to support her, nothing more. Jenny looks hurt and tells him she just needs a hug because she feels lonely and completely overwhelmed. The next morning, Connor wakes up on the floor in Jenny's room, surprised that he fell asleep there. Jenny is gone, and she left him a note telling him she had to step out. Connor is stuck awkwardly sitting with her father, unable to leave. Jenny's dad keeps talking to him about stepping up and being responsible for the situation they're both in. Meanwhile, Olivia is sitting with her sister Maya, reading a pregnancy book about all the changes women go through. She becomes frustrated and asks Maya why men can't get pregnant too. They should suffer a little for once. Maya tells her that when the baby is born, that child will become more important to her than she is to herself. At the same time, Connor and Jenny are shocked to find out that Jenny's parents have thrown a party and invited friends and relatives to announce Jenny's pregnancy. Connor and Jenny have no choice but to stay and participate in the celebration. After the party ends, Connor says goodbye to Jenny's parents, and it's clear her father really likes him now. He leaves Connor and Jenny alone for a moment. Connor then takes the chance to talk to Jenny, telling her she needs to come clean with her parents. They need to know this pregnancy was a mistake and that he and Jenny are not actually in a relationship like she told them. Plus, they have to know there's another woman pregnant with his baby too. Jenny promises him she'll handle it and fix everything. One day, Maya and her husband go out again and leave the kids with Olivia. Olivia calls Connor and asks him to come over, and he shows up right away to help. While they're sitting together, Olivia is scrolling on Instagram and sees pictures of Connor and Jenny at the party. Jenny's parents threw. She gets upset and starts questioning Connor. Why hasn't Jenny told her parents the truth yet? Why do they still think she and Connor are in a relationship? Connor tells her he has asked Jenny multiple times to tell them, but she keeps saying she needs more time to prepare. Olivia becomes even more frustrated. She tells Connor she's always thinking about getting back together with him, but Jenny's presence keeps stopping her. She doesn't know what to do anymore. Connor moves closer to hug her, but right then, Maya and her husband walk in and are surprised to see Connor there. Olivia explains that he came over to help with the kids while they were gone. Connor says goodbye and leaves. The next day, Kevin suddenly shows up to visit Olivia. He's shocked to see how much her belly has grown and nervously asks why she didn't go through with the abortion. Olivia tells him she changed her mind. That's when Kevin finally confesses. He lied when he told her he couldn't have children, which means the baby might be his, not Connor's. Olivia is stunned and furious. She breaks down crying while scrambling to figure out what tests she needs to take to determine the real father. The following day, Olivia is with Connor and tells him she feels guilty. She thinks she's been selfish with him this whole time. Connor reassures her that she is the most fun, kind, and capable person he has ever met, and she beams at his words. But suddenly she feels a sharp pain, and she's rushed to the hospital. Maya stays with her while doctors prepare her for what looks like an emergency C-section. A little later, Connor arrives to check on Olivia. Then, out of nowhere, he gets a call from Jenny, thrilled, telling him she's at the hospital too because she's going into labor. Connor is stunned. Both babies are coming today in the same hospital. At that moment, Jenny's dad sees Connor standing in Olivia's hospital room and is completely confused. What is he doing with another pregnant woman? Jenny tries to call for her dad before he finds out anything about Olivia or her pregnancy. But Jenny's father walks into the room and angrily asks Connor who this other pregnant woman is. Greg tries to save the situation by saying Olivia is Connor's wife, but then Jenny's dad notices the hospital instruction sheet on the wall, and in the father-spouse section, Connor's name is written. He loses his temper and punches Connor. Jenny breaks down in tears, overwhelmed by the chaos, and finally decides to confess everything to her parents. They are shocked by what they hear, wondering where they went wrong raising her for things to end up like this. Later, Connor sits with Olivia and finds her crying. He apologizes for everything that happened and explains that he begged Jenny to tell her parents the truth, but she kept delaying it. Olivia then tells him she took a DNA test and just got the results. The baby she's carrying is not his. Connor is hit with the biggest shock of his life, realizing Olivia is actually pregnant with Kevin's child. He leaves the hospital, devastated, crying painfully as memories of his love for Olivia flash through his mind. He collects himself and returns to Jenny, deciding to stay by her side as she gives birth to their daughter. Olivia goes into labor soon after, and at the same exact time, Jenny delivers her baby too. Connor is overjoyed when he holds his newborn daughter for the first time. That night, Connor is rocking his baby to sleep when Olivia arrives and asks to talk. He steps outside the room with her, but tells her he doesn't want to hear anything she has to say. Olivia, in tears, confesses her love for him, saying she's willing to do anything to fix things. But Connor tells her there's nothing that can change reality anymore, then walks away, leaving her heartbroken. Olivia then goes to Jenny's room to check on her and see the baby. A few weeks later, Olivia visits Jenny again, this time with her own daughter. Connor is surprised when he sees her. Olivia tells him she just wanted their baby girls to spend time together. Connor asks what she named her daughter, and Olivia replies, Alice. Connor is stunned and deeply touched. In that moment, he realizes he can't stay away from Olivia. He walks toward her with love in his eyes and decides to forgive her.